Hey guys. Why do I always wear my jacket out here around my waist? This is not a jacket that's easy to clean, and it always smells funky because I'd be wearing it out in the garden with reckless abandon. It's kind of how I do the rest of my life. Does anybody else have to check their yard for dog poop before they throw their jacket down? Anyhow. Hey guys, what's up? It's Heather with the Moscow Don't Need My Phone. And today we're going to be planting poppy seeds. So I mentioned in my seed haul videos that I got several different varieties of poppy seeds. I've never grown poppies before, and not these. Apparently, after going back through my seed collection, my seed bin, I had already picked up a bunch of poppy seeds. So this is going to be interesting. So this is the bed that we created last year. I have a bunch of videos on it, and I've actually been mulching it. I have a short out where I'm trying to mulch it, and this is also the one the voles tend to get the most. But there's a strip here between where the bed ends and where I have, there's canna lilies that will come up right here, and there's a hibiscus that will come up right here, and a rose bush, and it is full sun. And so we are going to put poppies here, basically because we can. And get my water, hold on. For a couple reasons, I think poppies are beautiful. Let's start there. They're really pretty. But also, I never drank the water. But also, they'll make somewhat good cut flowers. So there's different kinds of poppies, if you will. There's these kind of roughly poppies, kind of the normal, like you can see here, the American Legion poppies, the normal poppies you think of. And then there's bread seed poppies that are like super fluffy. It's so fluffy! And then there's Icelandic poppies. So I accidentally brought one of these out here, but you don't want to plant Icelandic poppies, best I can tell. I have never grown poppies before, so this is going to be what I have Googled, and we are going to learn to do this together. But the regular like fluffy poppy and the bread seed poppies are supposed to be easier to grow, and also they don't require like starting early. So today is February something, and apparently a lot of people just throw these out on the snow. Obviously I don't have snow. That's not something that I have here. I feel like I didn't pull all my poppies down. Maybe I did. That's not something I have here, but we do get a lot of rain. And these need some stratification or a period of cold. So we're just gonna toss them out here and hope for the best, because I think they do need sunlight to germinate. This particular area that I've left unmulched, we wanna go from the edge of the bed up into the plants and do a pretty big drift. Again, sometimes my theory in life is just plant a whole bunch of crap and some of it will grow. I think I'm gonna take all of these and just mix them together and toss them on top of the seed. So what we'll do, this soil in most places has never been worked. It has a fairly thick layer of mulch from last year, and I don't think we need to get down to the native soil per se, because that mulch is pretty well broken down. But I'm just gonna get my hand rake out here, rough up the soil a little bit. I'm gonna toss in some compost from my compost bin and some Biotone starter fertilizer, mix that all in, and then we're just gonna mix all these seeds together and sprinkle them about, press them into the soil so that they have good contact and they won't just wash away on us. And then I'm actually supposed to rain tomorrow, so I'm gonna let this guy water these. But to go over what we've got, what we'll be putting in the ground, again, I'm just gonna mix these in, but we've got these Flemish antique bread seeds. That is from Baker's Creek. This I picked up at the local store, just the regular old red poppies. A mixture of more bread seeds, these beautiful, amazing gray poppies, this gorgeous Supreme poppy. There's not very many seeds in here, so that's interesting. Some frosted salmon bread seed poppies from Floret that I bought. Didn't even remember buying these. I have a seed problem. These cream bread seed poppies, and then some more of the classic red. So we're just gonna mix them all in and sprinkle them out in front of here. So first, let's work up this soil, shall we? Now, I am not very strong. I am fairly lazy. So we are just going to speed this process up so that you don't watch me be fairly weak. So I wanted to go over a little bit more on how these grow on the back of the packets. And again, these grow differently than Icelandic poppies. I think Icelandic poppies, 4 to 6 weeks before your last frost date, or early to mid-fall for bloom the following spring. Maybe we'll throw these in here just to see. Just to see. Again, this is the thing about seeds that often gets me. They don't cost that much. This was like $2. So maybe we'll just mix them in here to see. But for example, on the back of this breadseed poppy, it says, breadseed poppies resent transplanting and do best when direct sown. Plant directly into your garden after all danger of frost is past. Slugs love them, so keep an eye out. I've heard that, though, with poppies, they need that cold stratification. So we're gonna sprinkle them in. I know it's not what the back of the seed packet says, but again, it's seeds, so we shouldn't lose out very much. This one says direct sow in late fall or in spring as soon as the soil can be worked. Surface sow, just barely covering, grows best in cool early spring conditions in rich soil with moderate moisture. So we're just gonna mix all these together and sprinkle them throughout this giant area and hope for the best. Again, that's kind of the thing with gardening, and you know, that we're doing here especially is, I've never grown these before. We're gonna throw them in the ground and see what we get. And that's what's really exciting to me anyhow about it. I am gonna throw these other Icelandic poppies in just to see what we get. So I think I'm just gonna take a packet and start pouring my other packets in here. So that to be said, these are quote unquote cool flowers, and I hear that some of them have much better, oh wow, there's like 5 seeds in there. I hear that some of them have much better vase life than others. So we're hoping, goodness gracious, we're just gonna try to get these out of here. These are really tiny seeds as well. I'm just gonna rip this open. They're all just stuck to the edges. It's almost like we got no seeds on that one. I've also heard that especially on the breadseed poppies, that the when you're seed saving, these are really easy to save. They come out nicely, and you there is a bug plaguing me. So if you're in, I plan on saving as much seed as I can on these. Again, this is totally experimental. So we're gonna do the best that we can. We're gonna rip this one open too, because there's some seeds stuck at the bottom. And we wanna get every bit of loving that we can. And we're just gonna sprinkle that over here. All right, so now, so amendments for the soil. Again, I put in the Espoma Biotone Starter Fertilizer that I put in everything that I plant. And we also put in some of our own compost. Let's give these a shaky shake, shall we? And then I'm gonna pour some of them, or the majority of them, into my hand. And just do a little sprinkle like we're trying to salt dinner. This is exactly like salting your food for dinner. And again, it is supposed to rain tonight and tomorrow. So that will be perfect to water this. If half of this comes up and blooms, we will have a very pretty show. And there's a little more in the packet, so let's pour out the rest and just do one of these numbers. Again, one of my theories about gardening, especially when you're talking about seeds, is they're cheap, so don't stress. Throw them on the ground and see what you get. And by doing, I would say that this is probably 100 seeds, maybe a lot more than that. All right, now we're just gonna go through and tamp down the soil so that they have good contact. But by doing so many, you increase your chances of success. So anytime you're planting seeds, obviously you're not gonna get all of them, especially if you're not controlling for conditions. That's kind of part of the benefit of growing seeds, starting seeds indoors, is you're controlling for conditions. Versus when you're out here doing it, you're not. So naturally, some of them aren't gonna survive. Some of them aren't gonna germinate to start out with. Beyond that, some of them just aren't gonna survive. There's gonna be a cold that takes some of them, wind that takes some of them, maybe something eats the baby plants, like a vole. So you throw a whole bunch in here, you're more likely to have success. So that's what we're doing here. Again, we're just tamping these down so that we can make sure that they've got good contact with the soil. I have seen videos where people just go out in the snow and sprinkle their seed. Obviously, I have no snow, but I'm more or less doing that same thing. And again, by using so many seeds, hopefully, I'm increasing my chance of success. Or maybe it all dies. Realistically, that could happen. That's all we're doing here to plant these poppy seeds. And again, we're hoping for overkill on the numbers so that we get some plants. I'd love to be able to bring some inside as cut flowers, or just my bedroom window is right there, just to be able to look out and see this beautiful stand of poppies would be wonderful. Thank you guys so much for watching. Put your comments below how you grow your poppies. What kind of success have you had? Have you ever tried it this way? Let me know how it goes for you. Once these come up a little bit, we'll start lightly mulching around them. But I'm gonna leave it like this till they start to show some promise. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, comment below how you grow your poppy seeds success. Hints, helpful things. Thank y'all. Have a good day, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.